Start the music. Oh yeah, the soothing sounds of whatever song this is. I'm El Jefe of the Natter. Let's do it. All right, enough of that. Oh, I didn't mean to have her up yet. Spoiler alert. Today's topic's golf, and mainly, he faked a hole-in-one? Yes, he did. Yes, he did fake a hole-in-one. Of course, I'm talking about Zach Holland of, oh crap, where's my notes? I think it's Missouri, yeah. Wing Haven Country Club, O'Fallon, Missouri. Zach Haven. Before I get into him faking a hole-in-one and using his dying grandmother as an excuse for doing it, or at least using her as an excuse as the setup, I'd like to point out, and you can disagree with me, and hear me out. I like golf. I'm not going to say I'm a golfer because that's probably not accurate. I golf, and you probably saw me in the back nine battle on the Natter with my friend Tim. It was actually a good battle. It went down to the final hole. He's a much better golfer usually than me. Spring Valley's a different course, though. But the typical golfer, and specifically the country club golfer, which this guy is, there comes some reputations or stigmas. You know, the good old boy network, a lot of them are overweight. I'm sorry. I don't mean to fat shame. A lot of them tell very sexist jokes. They have this elitism to them. Their world revolves around it. That's their whole personality, is being part of a country club and playing golf. That's all they talk about. I actually have a friend, I won't name names because I don't want to out them if somebody at the office is listening, but we kind of laugh behind some people's backs because that's all they talk about. Remember that round we had a couple years ago? Oh, this one course. Oh, you got to see this one. Blah, 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 blah. Listen, I golf, okay, 5 or 6 times a year. My life doesn't revolve around it. I have other interests. But I want to see your comments in the comments. Do you know typical golf guy? That's all they talk about. And this is the guy. That's all he talks about. And he needs more golf stories for people. He needs it. Now, he faked a hole-in-one during a country club outing. Now, I don't know if it was member or member guest. If you don't know the difference, they have these, Ryder Cup style or Masters Cup style tournaments at these country clubs. Member just means 2 members of the country club team up and they take on other teams. Member guest means a member of the country club can team up with anybody. It doesn't have to be a member of the club, and they enter this tournament. And it's, an annual thing. A lot of them have green jackets and stuff like that. And this guy just strikes me as the kind of guy that he needs something in his life to talk about. He needs something to brag about. He needs to be the focus of attention so badly that he set the foundation for being a cheating scumbag, and he's winning the Natter's August Award for Biggest Loser. He set this foundation in motion days ahead of time before this event, telling everybody his grandmother's dying. There may be a point in the tournament where he has to step away and take a phone call, and laid the groundwork. And then they get to hole 4. They're on the green. They're finishing the hole on the 4th green. And he says, guys, I'm getting a phone call. I'll meet you up at the 5th tee box. And they're like, okay, Zach. It's about my grandma. All right, I hope she's okay. He drives ahead of them to the 5th tee box. They finish the 4th hole. They come up to the 5th tee box. He's off the phone. He said, everything's fine. Grandma's doing fine. I went ahead and teed off my shot. It was a par 3 5th hole. I already hit my tee shot. They're like, okay, so the rest of them hit their tee shot. They drive up to the green. They can't find big old Zach's ball. They look in the cup. There it is. Hole-in-one. Everybody starts celebrating. Yeah, this is awesome. He won the jackpot. They play out the round. And, they played out the round. I'll show you, I think's the final putt here in a minute when I'm done on my diatribe. It turns out after the tournament's over, not in the middle of the tournament's over. I think he even received the jackpot for the hole-in-one. The course superintendent decided to review some CCTV video footage, because typically those systems will tell you, I know my home security system tells me, if it saw something, recorded it, and logged it, it'll give me a notice, hey, at X amount of time, 5 a.m. in this case, we recorded a clip for you. There was movement. So the superintendent looks at the clip. It's at 5 a.m. before the tournament. It's Zach Holland pulling up to the for the grounds crews area, their garage where they house their tools and their mowers. And it's Zach getting out and walking towards the fifth green. He goes out of the view of the camera, but then he comes back, and the course superintendent's like, well, that's strange. 5 a.m. He gets out, he pulls up to our garage, walks towards the fifth green, and then comes back a couple minutes later and then drives off. What was he doing? Well, turns out what he was doing was placing his golf ball in the hole hours before the tournament, staged this whole thing, staged a phone call. I don't even know if he had somebody call him. Staged the whole thing, timed it out perfectly. I mean, kudos for being an organized loser. But, the superintendent approached somebody. They approached Zach. He fessed up. They made him give the money back. He had to resign from the country club. He put out a statement, told the morning after. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a show, a paper. I made a terrible mistake, a lack of moral character, and I can take the banter and the chatter and the heat because I deserve that from a golf perspective. He's more worried about the banter and the chatter. How about the fact that you're a low-life scum? There's no way around it. Listen, if you're a golf guy, I golf 5 or 6 times a year. I watch golf, the big tournaments. I get it. It's a great sport. But if you're obsessed with it, it kind of typically comes with a certain persona or personality that I'm not interested in. I'm not interested in that type of person. That's all they talk about. And a lot of times they're cheats. They're cheats, the old Texas wedge with the foot. That's not what a Texas wedge is, but you know what I'm talking about, the old foot wedge. He goes on to say, what I'm most worried about is my family, breaking trust with a marriage I've had for what will be 5 years next month. I don't know what trust he means with his marriage. Maybe his grandmother's not dying. I don't know. Embarrassing behavior by what's supposed to be a grown man. I want to hear your comments. Am I justified for naming him the biggest loser for the Natter's August Award? We've never done the award. I'm just making that up. But am I being too harsh for calling him a low-life scum? I don't know. Am I being too harsh? I think this is just ridiculous. And he's a former collegiate golfer. He admits he wasn't very good at that level while playing JUCO and briefly for Eastern Illinois. I mean, you were good enough to play with, in college. He told his group he had to step away to take a call from his grandmother, who he alleges was struggling with her health. He didn't say during the interview if he does have an ill grandmother. So something tells me that she's not even sick, which makes him even bigger of a scumbag to lie that your grandma's sick when she's not sick. Here's the other bad thing about this. This is him making a putt. I assume this is for the win.
Come on, 209.
I want to play this back. I wanted to hear it in my headphones.
Bring it in. Do it. Get in the hole. Oh my God. Put him in the
Big boy's happy.
Thank you. I'm getting married in September. What's up, Megan?
That's our winner. What's up, Megan? Truly $500.
Okay, Megan, are you excited, Megan? What the hell? Biggest loser. Sorry, Zach. I don't mean to be so harsh. But I'm going to leave you on a happy note. This, to me, is, I have a daughter, so the tale of the difference between a male golfer and a female golfer, because I've played golf with females, I've played golf with males, prefer to play with the females, mostly. I mean, Tim, the guy I'm on the Natter having a back nine battle with, I told him that was the most pleasant round of golf I've had in years. That was the first time I golfed with them. I'm going to keep golfing with him. Some guys are just fun to golf with, but this person looks very fun to golf with. She's a USGA Amateur. Very good. I think she had a really good round yesterday or today. She goes by Pinky, but she also likes to look at the camera after finishing a hole, smiling and waving. Isn't that nice? Watch Pinky. She's going to find the camera. Little wave. Her mom and dad's got to be proud. She's going to make the putt. Yeah. Good putt. Very friendly. Oh, there's the camera. A little smile, wave. Come on. How do you not love that? That's awesome. We're going to end on that note. The Natter. I'm El Jefe. I'm going to go to my main camera here, get our music going. Don't forget you can buy tickets on our website. Don't forget our first ever race video is out now. Check that out. Thursday's a new Friday.